Survive 30 days, chained to your ex, win $250,000. Part 10. Morning over Old Town. Soft light spilled across the cobbled streets as dawn woke Prague. Clara walked through Old Town Square with the violin at her side, its case swinging lightly against her coat. The air smelled of bread rising in ovens, and a faint mist curled around the statue in the square's center. She felt different now, as if the river's song from the night before had reshaped her heartbeat. She stopped at a cafe just opening its shutters. Inside, brass rails caught the pale sun, and the scent of coffee drifted warmly. Jan was waiting at a corner table with a stack of parchment. He waved her over, a small smile brightening his lined face. "You've slept?" he asked. Clara nodded. "A little. The music kept playing in my head." "That is how you know it belongs," Jan said. He unrolled the parchment to reveal a single page of notation drawn in her grandmother's hand. The ink faded, but sure. This was hidden behind the last page of the notebook. It is not just an ending. It is an instruction. The markings were spare, almost hesitant. A closing phrase followed by a symbol of interlocked bridges. Beneath it, words in Czech urged the reader to let the city breathe its song once more at sunrise. By mid-morning, Clara and Jan were climbing the worn stone steps of the tower overlooking the square. The other musicians waited inside the bell chamber, instruments cradled carefully. Through the arched windows, rooftops gleamed copper and gold, and far below, people drifted toward stalls setting up for the day. Jan placed a hand on Clara's shoulder. "You will lead," he said simply. She opened the case, letting the light strike the violin's varnish. It seemed to glow, alive with the hush of the room. She positioned her bow and drew the first note, clear and unhurried. The others joined, filling the chamber with warmth that spilled out over the city. From above, she could see faces turning upward as sound poured into the square, children pausing mid-step, an elderly couple leaning on each other, vendors standing still with bread in their hands. The melody lifted over the rooftops, settled on the river, brushed against the castle walls. For a few luminous minutes, Prague itself seemed to sing. Bells chimed as the final chords faded, their ringing folding gently into silence. Clara lowered the violin, breath steady, eyes bright. Jan approached, his expression tender. "You have given back what was kept safe for so long," he said. Clara looked out across the city, its spires catching the rising sun. She felt both anchored and open, stitched into something larger than her own story. The twilight that had called her from the beginning was no longer a mystery waiting in corners. It was part of her, a quiet strength threaded through music, memory, and the stones beneath her feet. The square stirred again with the pulse of daily life. Clara packed the violin carefully, knowing that though this chapter felt complete, the melody would guide her toward paths still unwritten. She descended the tower steps with Jan beside her, sunlight dancing on the stairwell walls, and stepped into a Prague newly awake, ready for whatever songs might come next.